30-06 John here, and today what I'm going to be doing is reloading some 45 ACP plus P but with heavy bullets. A lot of people have talked to me and sent me comments on my 45 Super videos. No one can find 45 Super brass, but a hot loaded 45 ACP plus P shooting heavy bullets is still pretty good. So today that's what we're going to be doing. Keep watching and I hope you enjoy the video. 45 ACP plus P load data is out there. You have to search for it a little bit. Also, for bullet weight heavier than 230 grains, you have to look pretty hard. This issue of a Handloader magazine from October 2017 has one article on 45 ACP pet loads. In the load data, they do have the 250 grain Oregon Trail laser cast round nose flat point bullet using power pistol, and they show loads of up to 6.5 grains that go 934 feet per second. They also list this as a plus P pressure and or velocities. So these are our plus P loads right here. That's a good starting point. I've used a power pistol in my 45 Super loads. It works well, so I'm pretty comfortable with using power pistol in a 250 grain hardcast bullet. Western Powders also has a fair amount of 45 auto plus P load data. This is from their 8th edition reloading guide. You can still find this online at Western Powders. Also, since Hodgdon bought Western Powders, you could go to the Hodgdon Load Data Center, and they also have a 45 plus P load data. I've used accurate number 7 a fair amount. Pretty comfortable with this powder. They do show 250 grain plated bullets using it, using 9.1 or 9.3 grains of powder. Give you a velocity of just about 900 feet per second. I want to try this load also. The pistol that I'm going to be using today is this Ruger 1911. I put on these black rubber grips on it. Also, it has a 24-pound recoil spring, and I put a shock buff in it. I use this for my 45 Super loads. Works well. I don't think these 45 plus P loads should be an issue for it. For components today, I'm using, this is unfired Starline 45 ACP brass. This is not plus P brass. The plus P brass, from what I've read, is a little bit thicker, has a little bit less case capacity. Also, the Starline brass, you can get it right now from Midway USA, so it is available. For bullets, I'm just using this HSM 250 grain hardcast lead bullet for a 45 Colt. It's a round nose flat point. I've used them in my 45 Super. They work pretty good. They say right on the box here, hardcast lead. For powder, I'm using 2 different powders. Power pistol, which I'm pretty comfortable with. And also, I'm going to try here accurate number 7. For primers, I'm using Federal large pistol primers. Here's our first loaded round. We're loading to an overall length of 1.21 inches. And that looks correct right there. Crimp, a taper crimp on it. Looks good. Let's do a bunch more. Back from the range, let's review our targets. 45 ACP plus P, 7 yards. Temperature was 32 degrees, pretty mild today. 250 hard cast lead, 6.4 grains of power pistol. Federal 150 large pistol primer. Cartridge overall length of 1.21 inches. We had new Starline unfired brass. 45 ACP, not plus P brass. At 7 yards, this was standing, 2-hand hold. Group was okay. I did pull this one as soon as I pulled the trigger. I pulled it. Velocity was very, very low, 816 feet per second. I was looking for something around 900, so I'm about 80 feet per second slower than I should be. Extreme spread was good. It was 10, but it was just a very mild load. Next load was with accurate number 7. Everything was the same, except we use 9.3 grains of accurate number 7 per the Western Powder load data. I shot a nice group. Once again, this was 7 yards standing, 2-hand hold. Our velocity average was quite a bit higher, 848 feet per second, which was closer to what I was expecting. I was expecting 30, 40 feet per second more. Extreme spread was 16, which is still pretty good for a pistol. That was about what I was expecting, but the power pistol load was very slow and sort of bothered me a little bit. In looking at this target, I did use Federal 150 large pistol primers, which had good luck in a 45 Super, but I noticed that on the magazine article they used CCI primers. So I loaded up more ammo and with CCI large pistol primers. So I loaded up more ammunition. Everything was the same except I used CCI 300 large pistol primers instead of Federal. This was the a day later. Group was good, 4-shot group, not quite 2 inches. The velocity did jump up, 849 feet per second. Extreme spread of 20, which is still pretty good for a pistol. I did bump up the power from 6.4 to 6.5 grains of power pistol. I don't think that 1/10 of a grain got me that extra 33 feet per second. I think it was part of that was the primer. This is a good load, but I still want something that cracks that 900 feet per second mark. So I started looking at a bunch of old load data. I found an old copy of a Light reloading guide on the web. This is, as it says here, the 2005 edition. It's hard to see. In it, I did find some 45 ACP plus P load data. It's hard to see, but it is 45 ACP plus P. They do have a 240 grain jacketed soft point bullet. Using power pistol, they show a load of 7.1 grains of powder, and they give the powder the pressure charge of 22,200 psi, which is a plus P pressure. So I decided to try that. I'm shooting a 250 grain bullet, but my length is a little bit longer. I'm shooting 1.21, not 1.19. So I did drop the charge. I'm going to use 6.9 grains of a power pistol. So load up more ammo. Back from the range. 45 ACP plus P load data. 250 grain hard cast lead. I'm using 6.9 grains of power pistol with a CCI 300 large pistol primer. Cartridge overall length of 1.21 inches. New unfired Starline 45 ACP brass, not plus P brass. 7 yards, standing, 2-hand hold, 5 shots. Shot, about 1 3/4 group right there. That's pretty good. But what's really good is my velocity jumped up here. My average velocity was 906 feet per second. My extreme spread was 35, which is okay. But 906 feet per second, that's what I was looking for. Just cracking that 900 feet per second mark. 250 grain hard cast lead going 900 feet per second. That's not a bad load right there. Let's check this brass for any pressure signs with the 6.9 grains of power pistol. Primers look okay. Check for any weird bulges on the side of the cases there. These all look pretty good. I don't see anything goofy. So this seems to be a pretty good load. 250 grain hard cast lead, 6.9 grains of power pistol, new Starline brass. Work up slow. Make sure that you don't see any pressure signs when you work it up in your pistol. Like I said, a lot of people they want to load 45 Super, can't find the brass. This is a good alternative right here. You don't get the velocity. A 45 Super shoots a 250 grain going about 1,050, 1,060. But a 250 grain going 900 is a pretty effective round also. That's all that I have for today, everyone. Hey, thanks for watching. Everyone stay safe and have a nice day.